Talk to us about debt, Martin.
Yeah, so I think, where to start is there's a bit of a snapshot of where you're at. So it's hard to know where you're going until you know where you're at. So that can be various assets, but part of that is debt. And debt can be in different forms. It can be home loan debt. It could be investment property debt. It could be credit card debt. It could be some bills to pay after Christmas, kind of overdue debt. So in various forms, but part of that is kind of, well, where am I? What assets do I have? And what debts do I have? And jotting those down, making a bit of a list, check it twice and figuring out what needs to be eliminated and cleared. Generally, we want to be low debt or no debt heading into retirement. So we need to know where we're at. There are some calculators online to figure out how long is it going to take to pay this off, and is that going to be in my timeline? Or we're going to have to start exploring other ways to clear this debt by selling assets we own or downsizing our house or accessing super along the way. Because ideally we want to be having a plan to be debt-free for most of our retirement, ideally from day one of retirement.
One thing I probably just want to hero in this part of the discussion, if you are, and this is at any age, if you are carrying credit card debt or personal loan debt and you can't shake that cycle, I need you to really focus on getting away from the easy credit and really looking at your spending plan, your budget, because the problem is you might have a bit of debt and you're paying a credit card off every month, or if you get a little bit behind, I'll just use next month's salary. When you stop working, money isn't infinite. It's finite, and you can't just do some overtime to pay off the debt. You can't just, we have less options. So I think this is the part of the chat where I just want to encourage everyone, if you are living hand to mouth, week to week, carrying consumer debt, personal loans, I need you to go and look in the mirror and give that mirror a bit of a shake up and go, something's going to change, and it's going to change now because we need to get you out of that consumer debt cycle. There's a bit that I'll ask you about the mortgage strategy later, Martin, but I just wanted to touch on that debt thing.
Yeah, agreed, because I don't like labeling good and bad debt, but there are different debts and a hierarchy of debts. And yes, if you've someone who in the last 10 or 20 or 30 years has always carried some credit card debt or a car loan or personal loan, yes, we want to get that cleared, but we want to get the habit of having that cleared because, as you mentioned, we won't be able to potentially just rev up income or assets in retirement. We also may not be eligible for those kind of debt strategies in retirement when we don't have income coming in. Or I've seen it happen once or twice. We try and avoid it happening, but we get to a certain age, we get to access a lump sum of money in super, whether that's 50, 100, 2 or 300,000. If you've had bad habits for 30 or 40 years of your life, getting your hands on that large amount of money that's meant to last you through all of your retirement, we need to have some structure and accountability in our 40s and 50s to ensure the money we get our hands on in our 60s is going to last us for a long time.
Yeah, pretty, one side of the coin, boring part of the chat, but on the other side of the coin, very important if you've been sloppy with managing your money year on year.